Today we're on a brief exploration of Mounds State Park here in East Central Indiana. This park used to be an amusement park for a long time, which actually helped preserve the ancient Adena mounds that are located on these premises. Traveling through the woods here, you find a very tranquil and quiet atmosphere. The small brooks and streams and older architecture all lead to the feel that you have definitely traveled into the past. Let's start by looking at the Great Mound. In the distance, we see the sun shining brightly in an area that appears to be more open as we emerge from the woods. Here we get our first glimpse at the Great Mound. It's a circular structure, sort of horseshoe shaped, with an entrance on the far side. These days, the entire structure is surrounded by a fence to keep people from climbing on the ancient earthen mounds. From this angle, you get a slightly more clear view of the way that this mound is laid out. All these trees that are growing out of the top of the mound certainly would not have been here when the mound was constructed or in heavy use. So a lot of those are indicative of the age of this structure. And you can see how far they reach into the sky. Here we go ahead and enter the horseshoe shape part of the Great Mound. You can see how the path has been cleared so that people can actually access what would have been the more ceremonial center of the mound. And you also get a look here to the side of a similar feature that we saw when we were in Fort Ancient in Ohio. Right here you'll see where there's a trench that pretty much circles the mound, and that would have been where the earth would have been dug out to actually assist in creating the mounds in the first place. To the left of the Great Mound is the Fiddleback Mound, named for its distinctive shape. Kind of difficult to observe from this level, and it is in a bit of a state of disrepair because it has not been preserved as well over the years. There has not been as much of a focus on keeping individuals off the mounds. As a matter of fact, there's a trail that goes right back over the top of the mound at a couple different points. So they're slightly less preserved, but it is still clearly a beautiful and ancient structure. Deep within the Mounds State Park, we find ourselves in what's called the Mounds Fin area. This is a very sensitive biological habitat, and they ask that you stay on the designated trails to preserve that habitat. The White River also winds through Mounds State Park, offering a calm and beautiful scenery on this particular day, and I'm sure would have provided for ease of travel and perhaps as a food source for the more native populations. As our journey through Mounds State Park comes to a close, we can't help but try to satisfy our curiosity about another local legend that is in this area, and that is the legend of the Wedgies. Wedgies are small troll-like creatures that originate in the Wampanoag culture. They are said to inhabit these woods, and many a hiker and explorer claim that they've come across them, or the signs that they've left. We search the little streams and every small recess and cave we can find, but to no avail. We were not able to locate any Wedgies on this particular journey. If you want to know a little bit more about them, I suggest you pick the search engine of your choice and do a little exploration on your own. We're going to end out our day taking a glimpse under one more rock before we go ahead and head on out. Mounds State Park, Eastern Indiana, was definitely worth our time and travel.